Welcome to Bigfoot MMA. Boy, I'm excited about this one. UFC Fight Night Qatar, November 23rd. This one's a banger. Headline fight, Arman Tsarukyan versus Dan the Hangman Hooker. Let's break it down, fight fans. Now, I think this is the UFC offering Tsarukyan the olive branch to reconfirm his rightful place as the #1 lightweight contender, to challenge Ilia Topuria for the lightweight crown in 2026. Now, I'm sure you haven't forgotten, Tsarukyan spoiled the party by pulling out at the last minute in the title fight against Makhachev. And I'm sure Dana White and the UFC were pissed off about that. We still don't know specifically why Tsarukyan pulled out, but the rumor is he was having fun with Nina, and with an ass like that, why not? Now, supposedly, no one wanted to fight Tsarukyan. So who steps up? No other than the Hangman himself. Smart move. Everyone's talking about who's next for Ilia. Tsarukyan, Justin Gaethje, or Paddy Pimblett. Well, here's the ideal chance for Hooker to put himself back in contention for a title shot. If, of course, he can get past Tsarukyan. So let's talk about the two matchups that most people I think will be interested in. Arman Tsarukyan versus Dan the Hangman Hooker, the #1 lightweight contender versus #6. And Belal, what's his name? Oh yeah, Belal, remember the name Muhammad, versus Ian Machado, the future Garry, the #2 welterweight contender versus the #6. Both are bangers. Let's start with Arman versus Hooker. First up, Arman Tsarukyan. This dude is a problem. He's from Armenia, which means he grew up wrestling bears. I mean, look at that frickin' physique. Most dudes will struggle fighting just his six-pack. Even former lightweight champion Khabib Nurmagomedov thinks this guy is the best lightweight right now. Arman's got that Dagestani-style wrestling, suffocating pressure and cardio for days. His game plan is simple: takedown, ground and pound. He's got a 73% takedown defense too, which means he's not just a wrestler, he's well-rounded. Now, Dan Hooker, the Hangman. This dude is from New Zealand and trains at City Kickboxing. Hooker is 6 foot with a 75-inch reach, which in the lightweight division is absurd. Hooker's a striker, baby, Muay Thai specialist. Long, rangy, throws knees and elbows. Okay, this fight is basically striker versus grappler. Hooker needs to keep this standing. If he lets Arman get a hold of him, it's gonna be a long night. Hooker's gotta use that jab, use those knees, circle out, and avoid the cage. But here's the problem. Arman is relentless with those takedowns. He'll shoot 5, 6, 7 times. So I have to go with Arman for the win by KO in round 3. And I gotta say, he's the bookie's favorite, and it's hard to bet against him. If he loses, I'll eat my MAGA cap. Yeah, you heard it here. So let's move on and talk about another mouth-watering fight. Belal, what's his name again, versus Garry. Having lost his title to JDM, Belal has something to prove. He's got to bounce back. Admittedly, he isn't the most exciting fighter, but his game plan is suffocating. He's got a 94% takedown defense, elite cardio, and the toughness of a Nokia phone. He's a grinder. You can't break this man. Colby tried, Burns tried, Leon tried. They all failed. But here's the flip side. It's all volume. He doesn't possess knockout power, and he doesn't have submissions. In fact, most of his wins came by decision. And this is what makes the matchup with Ian Garry so interesting. As he showed in his last fight against Prades, Garry manages distance and has elite striking. He's tall for a human, 6'3", and not afraid to go to the ground. Though he did lose his unbeaten record to Shavkat Rakhmonov, it was competitive. And in my eyes, Garry showed he was up there with the very best at welterweight. In my opinion, Rakhmonov should be fighting Makhachev next for the welterweight belt. But that's another story. This is a fascinating matchup because both guys are well-rounded and both have insane cardio. Belal's gonna pressure, cage wrestle, and grind. He'll make it ugly, he'll make it exhausting. Garry's gonna look for the finish. He's patient but dangerous. He can hurt you on the feet with his striking, underrated power. And if it hits the ground, his grappling is elite. He's got submission wins over legit grapplers. You know, this one's tough, but I'm going with Garry. Here's what I think happens. First few rounds are competitive. Belal pressures, Garry stays calm, lands some nice shots. But I think Garry has watched the tape of Belal versus JDM and developed a game plan to nullify Belal's wrestling. In the later rounds, I see Garry taking over and getting a win by decision. So there you have it. My predictions for UFC Fight Night Qatar. What do you think? Do you agree? Disagree? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you all on Fight Night.